Hello everyone. Like many other PhD aspirants, I wanted to research on cancer. Why? Because everyone wants to study it. I had no other good reason to study cancer. But somehow, my stars aligned and I landed in a lab which focuses on studying liver diseases. Then another weird alignment of my stars happened, and today one of the primary focus of my research is to study a diseased kidney pathology. Now this pathway to my current research is what I say blessings in perspective. Let me explain. But for that, you will have to travel 8 years back into my life when I was an undergraduate student. I stayed in this huge 3-bedroom apartment in this tall building all by myself. I was going through some of the most forlorn times of my life. I was not necessarily depressed, but I was alone and I mistook it for loneliness. Studies were the last thing in my mind back then. It was not that I was not paying attention to my studies. It was just that what I could have done in an hour, I would usually take 4 to 5 hours to finish because I was so busy daydreaming. Exam times were particularly difficult because I had this weird study schedule where I would sleep for an hour and then wake up the next hour to study, and then I would sleep for the next hour. It was weird. So for this particular exam, my focus or my ability to not focus was at its pinnacle. No matter what I did, I could not study. So what did I decide to do? I decided to sleep. Even the fear of failing the test did not scare me. Right then, I see that a cat passes through my room and goes towards the balcony. The balcony is so brightly lit, as if there are hundreds of CFL bulbs put on. And there were 2 chairs. The cat jumped onto one of the chairs. I woke up sitting in my bed and I was rubbing my eyes trying to adjust to that bright light in the balcony. And that's when I saw a silhouette of a lady sitting in the chair. She was wearing this luminescent white garb. I know I'm supposed to be scared at that point, but I was not. I was just confused. I asked, "Who is she?" And that's when she stood up and she turned to look towards me. My jaw dropped to the ground. How can it be? It's my aunt, my dead aunt who died the year before. I used to call her Jethai. Jethai in my language means mother's sister. Jethai looked at me reassuringly. She smiled at me. And then, with a look of disappointment, she looked at my unstudied pile of books. The next time when she looked towards me, her face was stern. She pointed at me, she pointed at the pile of books, and poof, she disappeared. And by some magic, I could think of this list of topics that I had to study to pass for this test. I woke up, I looked at the balcony. There was just this one CFL bulb that I remember putting on right before I slept. But there was no chair, no cat, and no dead Jethai. I could not sleep after that for the rest of the night. I studied till morning, I went to school, I appeared for the test, and lo behold, quite naturally I passed. My dead Jathai has not visited me after that. But somewhere I know that she is still out there with the basket of blessings that she has stored for me. And how do I know that? Because my dead Jathai, she died of a chronic kidney ailment. And now in retrospection, when I think, I remember one of those difficult days when she was ill. She with utter hopelessness had asked me, why did this happen to me? What is this happening to me? What does your knowledge of biology tell about my disease? I was an undergraduate. I had not a lot of knowledge. But I had promised her, don't worry, Jathai, I will study about it and I will let you know. I will research on it. Somewhere through life, I had forgotten that promise that I had made to my dead Jathai. But when I joined this program at Washington State University, she remembered and remembered to put me back on that